All right, let's get into it. The MLB playoffs began yesterday morning, whatever. And you know what that means. The Yankees fucking suck. I am so sick of Yankees fans, by the way. As a Mets fan, what do I hear? Oh, have a fun time on the couch. And what the hell happens? The Yankees are out of the playoffs 3 days later. The Red Sox defeated the Yankees 3-1 at home. Garrett Crochet struck out 11 batters in 7 innings and held the Yankees to 1 run. Aaron Boone is going to be fired at the end of this season, Ethan. I swear to God, he might be killed. He sits freed after 100 pitches for no reason. After 102, he benches him. He's let up nothing. He sits Jazz Chisholm. He didn't start Jazz Chisholm. He put Rosario in. Ethan.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Boone should have been fired years ago. I don't know how Aaron Boone's still there. He probably has blackmail on half the organization. Not starting Jazz Chisholm is just blasphemy. That kid is the best second baseman in baseball. The Yankees suck, man. Why are we keep repeating this rodeo? Like, I'm tired of talking about them like they're supposed to be good. We know they suck. They always underachieve. And honestly, I'm happy about it because fuck the Yankees.
They are cooked. Look at this stat. The Yankees are the first team in MLB postseason history, Ethan, to have the bases loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th and not score a run and still lose the game. I watched this live, Ethan. You're thinking, wow, they got a hit. Judge gets a hit. Another guy, I forget, Bellinger gets a hit. Their bases are loaded. There's no outs. And you're like, wow, a double's going to tie the game right now. Wrong. Can you choke harder than the Yankees? They have a $300 million payroll. Well, you could be the Mets, obviously. But before we get to the other massive payroll team, the Tigers. Ethan, I don't know if you're aware, blew the biggest division lead ever to the Guardians and are now playing the Guardians in the first round. The Tigers continue to have Tariq Skubal be an absolute tank who you just cannot get a hit off of. 11 batters he struck out. Ethan, what are the Tigers without Skubal?
Yeah, that's the problem. The Tigers are too top-heavy. Once you get past Skubal, they're not really much. That batting order is above average, but the rest of the pitching staff is pretty disappointing. You know, I know the Tigers win a lot of regular season games because they're probably a regular season team, but I don't see any postseason success coming from this franchise because they really don't have any true stars besides Skubal.
Well, Andres says Rosario hits lefties. That was why Boone played him, but it ended up being the wrong decision because Chisholm has been your guy all year. And to go in, listen, if you're in the second round or the third round and Chisholm's not swinging the bat, I get it. I get it. Get somebody else in there. You're going to take your starting infielder who you traded for last season, Chisholm. Stupid.
Jazz has been 40-40 since being traded, the best second baseman in baseball.
The Dodgers dominated the Reds last night until their bullpen had to pitch. Snell goes 7 innings, 9 strikeouts. Shohei and Teo both bomb homers early in the game. And then in the 8th inning, the Reds make it interesting. The Dodgers are going to demolish the Reds in this series. But, Ethan, do you see the Dodgers sticking with Philly with the way their bullpen is playing?
Yeah, once you go up 7-0, they don't really care anymore. They're not throwing their best arms out of their bullpen because they want to save them for the future series. I mean, if Ohtani hits 2 home runs in a game, like you won that game, you're not losing it. I am not worried about the Dodgers. Like, if you look at the bullpen, they're putting all these starters, like Roki Sasaki is in the bullpen. That guy would be the number 2 pitcher on any other team in the league. I'm not worried about the Dodgers.
Well, here's the thing, is the Reds pitching and the Phillies pitching are definitely not the same. The Philadelphia Phillies, they have Nola. They have Wheeler. They have Sanchez. They have a lot of guys who are deep in their starting rotation. And by the way, I've been talking to some Dodgers fans this morning who are worried about the Phillies. And in addition to that, their closer, Tanner Scott, stinks. So I do like Sasaki as a reliever. I do like Kershaw as a reliever. I think that's an interesting little mix to have. But beyond Snell, I really don't know how deep the Dodgers rotation is. Hey, listen, if they score 10 runs a game, Dodgers got it, all right? Now, reports are coming out criticizing the pay disparity between the two teams. The Dodgers payroll at $510 million, the Reds at $121. But the thing I will argue, though, is that The Reds have no business being in the playoffs. They have this stat. I wish we had the graphic. I read it earlier this morning. The Reds had no batter who batted over 270 this year. Not one player on the team batted over 270. They had no starter who had over 200 strikeouts. They had no player who hit over X amount of home runs. Absolutely ridiculous. Ethan, your thoughts on the pay disparity? Should everyone stop bitching?
Yeah, I mean, why are we underrating Ellie De La Cruz? Is not like a top 10 player in baseball. I mean, Hunter Green was a fantastic starter this year. They have a lot of depth. Listen, the casuals don't understand. They don't know that the Reds are actually really deep, and the fact that they made the playoffs is really good for the franchise. I mean, Marte, McLean, Lodolo, like, they have a lot of really talented young guys, and this is good for them. The pay disparity is because all those guys are young. Give them a couple of years. They'll have to re-sign these guys. It'll be an expensive team, or maybe they drop some bag in free agency. When I see the fact that the Dodgers have $500 million and they have $121 million, shows me that they have $300 million to spend in free agency.
Well, I think the other thing is nobody wants to go live in Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, true.
Well, it looks like it's going to be another World Series of epic proportions. Last year, we had the two biggest markets in the country facing off, and this year, Milwaukee and Toronto. Gross. We go from LA and New York to Milwaukee and Toronto.